Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Echo KILLSH0T, and welcome back to a brand new podcast, a brand new video. Today, I am joined by Recon Trooper, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey there, folks. Recon Trooper here, and if you like my version of this podcast, I hope you enjoy my Force Unleashed gameplay and my, Assassin's Creed Valhalla gameplay. Yeah.
Nice. I was going to do Origins, actually, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, have you done the Force Unleashed black lightsaber color? Have you gotten that?
No, I didn't know they had that. I just got done with the campaign.
Okay.
So I'm going to have to go and do that.
Because my whole video I did actually with you in mind, because I was basically doing the things that I was telling you about last time about the black lightsaber crystal location. Even though I got it, I still go to the location just to... I mean, you kind of have to use your imagination to picture it where it's supposed to be, because I've already got it, so it's not just going to appear again. But and then I also do the alternate ending with Darth Vader, and so
that's cool.
If you watch you watch all 30 minutes of it, you should have a fairly good idea as to those two things if you haven't done them yet. So
yeah.
Anyway,
so guys, we are gonna get started with my first topic that I had in mind. And then we'll just kind of switch out, go back and forth.
And any
and
topics,
my first topic
any
for
topics that come to mind in the process too.
Yeah, definitely that as well. So my first topic, right? It's more so like a questionnaire type of thing. But what are your top 5 video games and movies of all time? Put you on the spot.
Well, in terms of video games right now, it's just basically been Dead Island 2, and I recently started playing Dying Light 1 again. Mainly because of the weapons in that, and the zombies are just easier to kill in that thing. I mean, Dead Island 2 has better gore, but Dying Light has easier to kill zombies. Granted, also many, many more of them, and therefore they're really annoying when they're all, hoarding at you, but those two, and I also played Lego Pirates a couple weeks ago because I watched the movies again, all 5 of them, because I just needed to watch something else that wasn't Godzilla or I don't know, something else that I was watching before that or during that, and Pirates just kind of came to mind. And I can't say there's a top 5 movies. I guess just whatever the last 5 that I watched, really, which was...
That's valid.
Well, there wasn't really... The 5th one I watched today was Dial of Destiny, because I felt like putting it on again after watching Pirates twice, like all 5 of them twice. Because after the first time, you want to see them again, and so I guess the other 4 would have been the Dead Man's Chest, At World's End, On Stranger Tides, and Dead Men Tell No Tales. So I guess the first Pirates is kind of off that 5 list, but
yeah.
But yeah,
That's cool.
Definitely not really any 5 video games per se. I mean, well, I guess you could say I played Assassin's Creed Valhalla today because I was about to play a zombie game, and then my sister and her partner came over with her partner's kid, and I didn't feel like being too gory while he was over. So I felt Assassin's Creed was just the right mixture of blood. It's still bloody, but it's not so gory. Like, you're not... I mean, you're doing brutal things to guys, yeah, but it's not like in the zombie games where you get blood all over your screen, like, it's just... So, but yeah, there's that one, and then I also played some Lego Star Wars with him, also, because he was constantly nagging if we could play something, and You know, Lego Star Wars, I gave my sisters her kids a long time ago when the game came out, and things got kind of messy in her life, and so she took the game with her, and now her partner's kid plays it on Switch, so I guess, you know, he's kind of familiar with it, but yeah, that's the 5th game, I guess you could say, I've played recently, but yeah, that's
cool.
about
That's cool, yeah.
It's kind of a hard question to answer because, you know, like, most of the games I played were for me. 2 of them were just for his eyes, so that he wasn't seeing me, you know, cut zombies in half and see their guts all over the place, and, you know, all that good, fun stuff.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, for mine, I would probably have to say, for games, Assassin's Creed 3. That's my favorite Assassin's Creed. You gotta throw one on there.
Is it just 3, or is it called something else?
It's just called 3.
Oh, okay. Because
but
they've all
I'd
got
also
titles
have to put
now,
Lego
you know?
Star Wars and Skywalker Saga. Yeah. Starting with Black Flag. Yeah, Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag.
Yeah.
GTA 5,
Yeah.
Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm a big Rockstar guy, so there's that. And Diehless 4. Probably like another Lego game, like Lego Marvel Superheroes 2. I really love that game.
Yeah.
So underrated.
Yeah. Actually, speaking
and
of
then for
Lego
movies?
Pirates, that's one game I wish they had on the Switch. They don't have it on Switch right now. They have all sorts of other games, but not that one. And that would be one that I'd like to play on Switch, just in case I want to take Davy Jones with me somewhere. And the 3DS or I think it's 3DS version, or maybe regular DS version, it's okay, but it's, of course, those versions are very dialed down compared to the main console versions, so... But anyway, you were saying, I know I'm going off on a...
No, man. Yeah, no. I think if a Lego game were to get a Skywalker Saga styled, I guess, like revamp, I'd say Lego Pirates would be like up there for me.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But yeah. But as for my 5th, no, it would be Lego Marvel Superheroes 2. And then for movies, I was gonna go on movies. Spider-Man No Way Home, Avengers Endgame, Ratatouille, Infinity War.
I watched that
and then
one a few weeks ago too, twice.
Endgame or Ratatouille?
Ratatouille. You know, I'm trying to get my mind off franchises that I like to constantly watch, and Ratatouille is just kind of its own thing. So I felt like maybe that'll be a good one to get my mind off Godzilla. You know, I've been on Godzilla so much, as you probably know, for a long time.
Yeah.
So, but what can I say? The new one came out, and the MonsterVerse, I know a lot of people don't like it. They think it's cheesy or goofy or whatever, but hey, MonsterVerse is cool if you watch it and you're not looking for seriousness, but just simply, you know, monsters fighting each other, you know, which is something Godzilla -1 doesn't have. It's just Godzilla like usual in the older movies, like the very first one, just terrorizing humans, and that's all.
That's what I love about it. That's what makes me want to watch Godzilla, just him terrorizing humans.
Yeah.
Don't judge.
But
yeah.
The monster action's good too. I mean, you know, like Godzilla vs. Kong was one that people were looking forward to a lot for a while. You know, like a redo of the original, but, you know, it's, as the director put it, the definitive edition or version. So, and then we got the new one this year, which I'm looking forward to getting in about 3 weeks' time on Blu-ray.
Comes out that early? That's cool.
June 11th, not December 6th, like Indiana Jones did.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that game, so that came out in like May, or not, like early June.
Yeah,
and that's
summertime.
Crazy.
Summertime, anyway.
That's crazy. You should not have to wait that long to get a movie.
Yeah, well.
Wow.
Disney, you know, they're not what they used to be. They're not a good company. They're very, you know, I don't have to say it. A lot of people know. So.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you.
But
yeah.
So you were about to say movie? Oh no, you said what was the last movie? Sorry.
The last movie was Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer,
You probably haven't watched that, but that is like
I got
my favorite movie ever.
Well, my mom got it for
you
my
got
dad.
it?
My mom got it for my dad for Christmas, and then I actually opened it to check the disc, and the disc had a little scratch on it, so I watched it myself to make sure it wasn't a big deal of a scratch, and it wasn't. And then my dad watched it about a week or two so after that, and.
Did you like it?
Sure. I mean, I don't entirely understand it. Like the beginning is kind of. I couldn't really wrap my head around the beginning. It seemed like a whole lot of just randomness happening before they finally go with the story about building the bomb and all that. But you know, like it's Oppenheimer in college, or then he's like in. I don't even remember entirely, but I just know the beginning was the most confusing part for me, just because of the way it kind of goes from him being interrogated to him being in college all of a sudden, or university or whatever. And it's not until, you know, that he starts getting this team together that starts thinking of the bomb that it sort of made more sense to me. Started making
that's good. Yeah,
confusing,
no,
so.
I think on, you know, I mean, I don't know if you plan on rewatching it, but with every rewatch you pick up more details, you understand it easier.
Yeah,
and that's what I love about I love a film you can like watch multiple times and like get different stuff on it. I love that.
Yeah, I might watch it again someday. I mean, that's kind of how it is with some movies, like Dial of Destiny. When I first watched it, was kind of felt more like a chase movie than a typical Indiana Jones movie, and then I watched it again when I finally got it, when, you know, 6 months had passed, and then it kind of, I was a little more, you know, knowing it was more of a chase movie, it was kind of went in it with less expectations, and it kind of grew on me, and then watching it yesterday even more so, you know. And plus, watching the bonus features sort of helps too, because they sort of talk more about the movie while they're making it, sort of thing. And it kind of puts some details that you don't really get just by watching it. You kind of have to hear the people behind the scenes say it.
For real.
But
yeah, I love those.
Yeah, like today I was watching the features today actually, and it kind of just was kind of chuckling at all the little joking bits that the actors were doing when they're, you know, doing those interview things. So
yeah. Do you how big up are you into Xbox on a scale of 1 to 10?
Probably 10. I mean, well,
so
I don't know, maybe actually 6, because I've got a Switch too. So although I haven't been playing it lately since I kind of took a break from Pokemon, but yeah, it's mainly Xbox though, because, you know, first Xbox came out, then 360, then Xbox One, and until I'm desperate for a game, I'm probably not going to get a Series X.
So you just have the Xbox One right now, right?
Yeah, it's the latest one though. It's the Xbox One X. I think it's the last model they made of that one before they went on to Series X. So
and Series S and all that stuff.
Yeah. And it hasn't broken so far, but I'm kind of hoping it doesn't for a long time.
Yeah, you gotta hope that.
That's why I need a hard drive, just in case it does, and I don't have to screw myself over by having to do all those darn things and all those darn games all over again.
That would suck.
Minus the achievements.
Yeah, the achievements too. Microsoft, they actually just made an announcement like a week or two ago at the time of recording this podcast.
Yeah.
They just cut 4 gaming studios, that being Arcane Austin, who made Redfall, Tango Gameworks, who made Hi-Fi Rush, Alpha Dog Games, and Roundhouse Studios. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think that was a smart choice?
I've never heard of those, so I'm kind of staring into space on that one.
I mean, but just like cutting like a game studio in general, like Microsoft, I feel like they're making all these bold moves and stuff.
That kind of depends on what kind of games those ones made, first of all, because if they were, if it was something like Ubisoft they cut, then I could understand, because Ubisoft, as good as the games are, and as, no offense to franchise, as blind as some people are to just buy them regardless of all the glitches and stuff they know are going to be coming into the game. I think it would have been a smart move to do that with Ubisoft, just to, send them a message, stop making glitchy games. But as for those studios, I don't know what games they've made or anything. This is the first I've actually heard of it. But if they made good games in the past, and they're kind of pretty good selling games too, then I don't know. I mean, were they big studios, or just kind of like were they kind of like Dam Busters compared to Techland?
I don't know about Alpha Dog Games and Roundhouse Studios, but Tango Gameworks made Hi-Fi Rush, and that was like a shadow drop. And that became really popular. And it's actually on PlayStation 5 right now. So for them to drop that studio that kind of made them like popular again, well, not popular again, but made a really great game out of nowhere. And then Arcane Austin made Redfall, which they can drop that studio because that was a trash game. Trash game. Go look up gameplay and stuff and just come back to me. It's crazy.
When I'm desperate, maybe.
Maybe, yeah. For sure.
Yeah, but no. Otherwise, if they're dropping good companies, then that is kind of on, they'll pay the price for sure. But if they're not all that great companies to begin with, or their games, over the years have grown stale, then whatever. But
just throw it away. Throw it away.
Basically. So.
Yeah.
So my first topic, I know you and Franchise talk about this on pretty much every podcast, but I figure it was our turn. Star Wars. So, first of all, I'm very much like you. I'm not like Franchise, who likes the sequels more than everything else. I'm kind of equal too, including the Legends stuff, at least the stuff I know about. Because there's games from the original Xbox that are Legends now that I really like playing a long time ago. There's a series, if you look it up, called Jedi Knight, and it's mainly about this guy called Kyle Katarn. And originally, he was the one who stole the Death Star plans that we see in A New Hope before, Disney did its thing. And he basically becomes a Jedi in the games. That's why it's called Jedi Knight. And at least 2 of the 3 games that I've played, you're playing as him. The third one, you're playing as a student. I guess that's the new word for apprentice. And he's your master or teacher. And, he's actually got a pretty cool lightsaber. I got a thing a while ago from a website that's kind of a replica of his lightsaber handle. And you probably have seen that in some pictures I shared maybe a long time ago. Might have seen it, maybe, but yeah, like I'm not like Franchise who has favorites really. I mean, maybe at the time my favorite movie was Revenge of the Sith because it had the most action, the most scope, and just like I didn't care about story at the time. I just cared about action, and it had the most in it. Every time scenes with Padme and Anakin showed up, I'd just be having to watch it, but not really caring about it until finally the next action piece, you know. But
Yeah.
But yeah, but I don't hate the sequels, unlike some other people, and I know that's another thing you and franchise bring up a lot, and it's something I see a lot on Facebook. Whenever I log into Facebook, because it's just to get rid of notifications, because after a while they just pile, and you want it to be not so stuffed in your notifications. And then of course I scroll down a little just to see what news of anybody that are friends of mine or just whatever I like, and you know, I see a lot of times I see things like, you know, showing pictures of all 9 films, or even all the films, even the Clone Wars one and everything, and you'll scroll down the comments and see people trying to erase the sequels from that list and say, fit there, fixed it, or, you know, whatever. And
yeah, it's so annoying.
I just call them rats now in the sewer.
Rats.
Yeah, because they're not nice, they're not friendly, they're not healthy, and they don't like daylight. And it seems like the right way to describe those people.
Real. Yeah, I think, you know,
and of course they attack people that like the sequels, so.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, I just think of Star Wars fans, like, why are we just hating on stuff? Like, I feel like, you know, for franchise, like, obviously he has his attachment to the sequels, but still respects the stuff that Lucas did, right?
Well, sort
of. Like us, we like the prequels, sorta, yeah.
A lot of the times when he brings up Episode 2, he's always kind of bashing it a little, but
I love all of it. But I love all of it.
Yeah, that's his motto. Yeah. I love it all. I have problems with the prequels, especially Episode 2, but I love it all. And then he calls Episode 2 names, but I still love it all.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's like saying, yeah, I love my mom, but she has problems. She has problems, but I still love my mom. But no, yeah, we have our, you know, agreements, disagreements.
Yeah.
It's a community, right? But I mean, like, to hate on the sequels, like, what? They didn't even do anything wrong, right? I mean, it's just character development.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not the type you were expecting, but I mean, still.
Some things that, you know, franchise kind of explaining stuff about the sequels has kind of given me perspective too, like, you know, why Luke is the way he is, and then he references that moment in Episode 6 when he's about to kill Vader, and stops himself, and, you know, and then of course the whole Rey swimming thing is actually, I don't even understand that one, like, that doesn't need explanation. So what? She was living on a desert planet. Like, where do they get all this water from on desert planets? You know?
Exactly. Exactly.
Maybe she even took a dip in that whatever it was.
Yeah.
That giant animal. That giant animal was drinking out of one time. Maybe she took a dip in there just to practice her swim skills.
It's a feel, yeah. I mean, it's the only source of water. Yeah. No, I think all that stuff is stupid. Just people complaining, like, it's just stupid.
And Mary Sue stuff, like, I never understood what that's supposed to even mean. I mean, I know it means a woman that's all powerful and perfect and everything, but, you know, every time I see Rey in the sequel trilogy when I watch it, you know, like, she's, you know, first time she sees a Rathtar, you think a perfect person is not, you know, a perfect person wouldn't be looking at that thing with horror on their face, you know, they just be kind of squinting at it like, really, creature? Really? No, or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, if Rey was perfect, she wouldn't need 3 movies to develop as a character, right? She wouldn't be on a desert planet. If Rey was perfect, she wouldn't need all that stuff, but she's not perfect.
Except she was wearing the same clothes when she was a girl as when she's in Episode 7, so that reflects her character development, I guess.
Yeah.
But anyway, on to more positive things, because unlike fake fans, real fans should actually be boasting about Star Wars instead of, you know, and so, you know, I think, I personally don't really have a favorite, like I said, anymore. Because there's good things in episode 2 still, especially the end battle. Everybody, I'm sure, can agree that. Even if some of the Jedi are, as I put it, playing lasso with their lightsabers. Because I know that's one issue franchise had a long time ago with episode 2, is, you know, that moment when Mace Windu is fighting, not fighting Jango Fett. He kind of just is standing there and does like this swirl around his head, and then he jumps over a battle.
I know what you're talking about.
You know.
Yeah.
And then there's also that moment in the dark between Anakin and Dooku, and when they're close up, you see their arm. Well, mostly I see Dooku's arms. I don't really see Anakin's arms doing anything in that moment.
They're just doing this.
Yeah, but you know what? Who cares? It's cool, you know. And
it's cool.
Regardless of what franchise says, you know, if you're a kid, you didn't care about it. What was really going on? You just cared about the look of it, and a lot of kids, I'm sure, were perplexed by that. Even Yoda screaming when he was jumping all over the place.
No, yeah, that's the point. It's entertainment. When you get to the technical part of it, you're just trying to ruin it for yourself. So that part when they're cutting that and they're fighting, like, that's cool. That's supposed to be cool, and we look at that and that is cool. So, you know,
and it's the only time we actually see glow on the lightsabers, because the rest in episode 3, when I don't know if you saw the last podcast, but in episode, I think it was the Pokemon one, the Pokemon one. When I was mentioning how episode 3, you know, Anakin and Dooku are in that saber lock and they're right close to each other, and you don't see any glow on their face from their sabers.
So that opportunity to like show the glow, that was cool, and that was needed, and that made the scene cooler. So I love that scene.
They didn't do that in episode 3 though, and you know, and then of course in the sequels, then they finally took the glow seriously, I guess. But like, it's like,
I guess you had better effects, but
you know, but well, I mean, you see Yoda, his lightsaber is always glowing on him. Any CG character that has a lightsaber, you see the saber glow. But if it's a physical character, for some reason, it's like, maybe they're like Luke.
Strange.
They're like Luke on Crate, you know. They're not really there, I guess, and so the glow just passes through them. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, if Luke is a ghost in The Last Jedi, why is the lightsaber glowing off of him if he's a ghost?
Yeah,
that's a little weird. It's a little weird, franchise. How are you gonna defend that, man? How are you gonna defend that?
Yeah. You know where to put the explanation in the comments.
Do it in the comments of both of our videos right now. Do it.
Yeah, even while you're riding a roller coaster at Disneyland and are about to.
Yeah, lucky.
Explode.
You lucky, man.
Or something.
Yeah,
But.
So my next topic is actually the last one I have here. So I had that. What are your thoughts? It's been a while now, but what are your thoughts on James Gunn's Superman suit, the first look? What do you think about that?
Well, I've only seen previews because it pops up on IGN when I search movie news, but I haven't really done an in-depth look at it, because I don't know, DC hasn't fully been an interest of mine. I mean, there was the Arrowverse, and I do have Man of Steel, and I did like the old Batman movies, yes, including Batman and Robin back in the day, because like the prequels, it was just cool to me. I didn't care about the, you know, what a logical person would think of now in the movie, but you know, I mean, I don't think I'll be seeing it, but if it does good, then that's good, I guess. I mean, I know a lot of people are mad at James Gunn for his reset of this whole thing, but
he's a weird dude.
As long as it's good, you know. I mean, if he can make the Guardians trilogy good, then maybe, you know, if he's in charge of this whole DC universe now, maybe he can make them all good.
Yeah, maybe. I think the weird thing about that movie before we move on, just the weird thing about this movie is that it's supposed to be a Superman movie, right? But I mean, James Gunn is trying to incorporate all, like, the entire Justice League in this first movie, and it's like, what are you doing? We need a Superman movie, not a Justice League movie. So
Yeah.
anyways, yeah.
Well, whatever. I mean,
Guess he's only good at making team up movies, but I mean, you know.
Lego Batman 2 is basically a Justice League game.
Yeah.
Even though
yeah,
it
and
says
they called
Lego,
it Lego
Batman, you know, like.
Yeah, same thing for Lego Batman 3. The entire what?
You know.
Like, it's crazy. What are they doing?
But whatever. I mean, as long as it does well,
Whatever.
I guess is all that people can hope for and expect. So, and not
Yeah.
with
I hope the best for it.
not do well with critics if you can help it, because critics only look for certain things now. They don't look
Like the
for,
stuff in Oppenheimer or something.
Well, I guess so. I didn't.
Yeah.
I don't know what were critics praising Oppenheimer for? Its accuracy.
It has yeah, well that, but it also has a 90 on Metacritic. That's like really good. And it has like a 90 something on Rotten Tomatoes. So
Okay, well, it did something right in their eyes, I guess. But
it did something right, and it almost made $1 billion.
Yeah.
A rated R movie too.
yeah,
Crazy.
if only GXK could get the same love from them. But I mean, it's
Oh,
you know,
man.
like you look at the audience score on that one, like people wanted to see it. You know, they didn't care about critics.
Yeah.
I wanted to see it, as
Yeah.
you probably could have tell by all my
Yeah.
all the past, but you know, but you know, I think critics are a little involved in themselves sometimes. So
That goes without question, you know. I
Yeah.
feel like they're looking at it like the whole point of a movie is you're supposed to enjoy it, right? When you're
Yeah.
looking for all these different like things, you're not really
although
giving it. Yeah.
moving on to the next topic I've got here, Madam Web apparently was kind of weird, I guess, for a lot of people. Madam Web apparently
Madam Web.
wasn't popular with anybody, even critics.
Yep,
So
for sure.
yeah, so going on to that topic, Sony Marvel films. Now this is something Franchise and I have talked about too, as you probably know. What are your thoughts on the Sony movies? Do you at least tolerate the Venom movies, or do you think, like the Spider-Man movies in the early 2000s, they should have had more to go with?
I think all of it has been mid. But if I want to be nice, Venom was fun. Was a fun
Yeah.
time. Let There Be Carnage was, I mean, really short for its own good, and
Yeah.
really should have been rated R, in my opinion, because you have Carnage in there.
Yeah.
Madam Web, I never want to watch that again.
Okay.
And Morbius, I don't hate Morbius as much as everybody else, but it was really sloppy in the third act. Really sloppy.
Yeah.
Sloppy mess. But yeah, no, all of it has been like either like average or below that.
Yeah. Well,
Not terrible.
my big gripe, I've only seen the Venom films and Morbius. I haven't seen anything else, and probably won't, even Craven. But my big thing about them is they should have had more fights in them.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
especially
But even then,
especially the second Venom film, like, you know, Carnage just seems like too good a villain to only have one fight with, and that's it. I mean,
yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Like I was telling Franchise in our last podcast, you know, if they had done something like that, imagine with the original Spider-Man trilogy, where, you know, in Spider-Man 2, he only fights Doc Ock at the end in the warehouse, and that's the only fight we see between the characters, and it's basically 2 hours of something else.
Yeah, I it's not like Sony doesn't have the money, but I just think they're lazy at that, and I don't think, like, even then, I feel like the choreography would not have been good. I just don't think Sony can get anything right with these types of movies anymore. But,
and I mean, I know part of the reason, too, is because, they're Spider-Man characters. Where's Spider-Man in all of this, But at the same time, I think, I think Sony is just too proud that they have the Spider-Man IP to respect it.
Yeah, it's just absolutely insane. And with Madam Web, again, like, how...
Don't think
you could have
about
done
it.
something like you could have done something with it, but instead you just, dude, even the theme, they copied the score from the Spider-Man PS4 theme, bro. Like, oh my gosh, it's absolutely beyond.
The only thing I know about, the only Madam Web I know about is from the 1990 cartoon, where she kind of appears once in a while to kind of be the guide for Spider-Man, like to get his head on straight at times and stuff. That's the only Madam Web I know of, so I don't exactly know how, in her own standalone movie without Spider-Man, what she's supposed to be exactly.
Yeah, her web connects them all. Her web connects them all. Yeah, right. Okay. I despise that movie.
Yeah.
I despise it.
And then, of course, again, there's the thing with Morbius at the end, like the credit scene where he and Vulture are supposed to be going off to find Spider-Man, and, like, since then, what's happened? Have they found Spider-Man yet? Or
I don't know, man.
Did they just go off to have some beers after a couple hours of looking?
Oh, man, I just don't want to see them, like, fight Spider-Man at all, because they're going to tarnish that to bits, bro.
Yeah.
They're going to... Crazy.
Yeah. But...
I hate it.
I don't mind the Venom films, personally, though. I mean, I don't mind Tom Hardy's Venom. I think you said last time that you like Topher Grace better. But...
I do. I think he was a better Eddie Brock. I will forever stand by that. I think... Like, if you took the Venom from the Venom movies, and you took the Eddie Brock from Spider-Man 3, mashed them together, would have been amazing.
Yeah.
And good writing, obviously. But yeah, no, that would have been amazing. I just loved his charisma that he brought to the thing. Like, he was just so... It was good. I loved it.
Yeah. Well, I didn't mind Venom in Spider-Man 3 either. Of course, I think the only thing I think they did wrong was they kind of did like they did with Carnage, and they just kind of had him at the end fight Spider-Man. I think they should have done like a part 1, part 2 with Spider-Man 3 and 4, where kind of at the end is when Spider-Man gets rid of the black suit, and then Spider-Man 4...
That would have been sick.
Spider-Man 4 is all about Venom,
Yeah, that would have been sick. Flesh him out, or give him that cliffhanger kind of.
Instead of
the
final battle, and he just blows up. And
but just blows up, bro. Yeah, just throws the goblin bomb in there, bro.
Yeah.
Oh man, but I love Spider-Man 3. I love it. It's one of my favorites. Really underrated.
Yeah, I especially like the part where Harry shows up and he's whacks Venom through all those walls.
I like when him and Peter fight
at the time.
Yeah, it's such a satisfying fight, and I love when Peter says, "Look, a little Goblin Jr. gonna cry."
Yeah,
that was so funny. That was so funny, so iconic. But yeah.
Yeah, and so, but I think Sony really, I don't know. I think their heads are crooked now. From all that.
Yeah, their life's good.
All that dough they made in the past has twisted their mind.
Yeah, gone to their heads. But yeah, no, I think the last good thing Spider-Man thing that came out from them specifically was the Amazing Spider-Man 2. I think after that
one was okay. I mean, they treated Green Goblin very much like Spider-Man 3 treated Venom, but
yeah, we got the reverse Uno.
You know, but
yeah.
Definitely, it's tragic when Gwen gets killed, but I mean that actually is part of the comics, so they embraced that.
Yeah, that makes
she
sense.
Dies, but it's still a sad thing to see, you know. Like, and then of course, in No Way Home, you see a bit of redemption for that Spider-Man when he saves MJ.
So good, so much good writing in that. I love that so much.
So. It's the only multiverse. It's the only multiverse character that actually looks different.
Yeah, definitely.
All the Doctor Stranges look the same.
yeah. I mean, I love that. I just love Chasm too. How the choreography, the web swing too, so good. I love that.
So people are complaining that they wanna. Apparently they want to not use real ropes or anything in the next Spider-Man movie, and people are kind of complaining like, use real ropes, you know, don't make it look like a cheesy web swinging thing or something. But
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know about what that would even look like. I mean, he's got to hold on to something to make it look real. and then they can erase it in post, you know. But
post production, that's all they got to do.
Yeah, but so yeah, those are the only 3 Sony movies I've seen though. I don't plan on seeing more, and unless they get their heads on straight. Well, I might, just for closure's sake, I might see the 3rd Venom film, but that's it.
Yeah, because we got Venom and then we got Kraven. I hope Kraven's good, but with the delays, I mean, come on, man. But Venom 3, I think Venom 3 could be interesting if they do it right.
I mean,
if they do it right.
They're apparently having yet another symbiote villain because they can't seem to deviate from that. But as long as they
but apparently it's gonna be like a dog.
As long as they do him justice, I guess.
Yeah, give him a nice send off because it's the last dance.
Yeah.
It's the last one.
So. Yeah,
for sure.
And so, my last topic here, and then if any just pop into your head all of a sudden before we close this off, my last topic, I brought this up at the beginning, the Pirates of the Caribbean films. So, which ones, have you seen all 5 of them, and which one or ones are your favorite?
I have seen all 5. It's been a while though, but okay. I just rewatched Curse of the Black Pearl like 2 months ago. So I need to get through those again for my rewatch. But yeah, no, my favorites honestly, Dead Men Tell No Tales. Dead Men Tell No Tales or At World's End for me.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I didn't mind Dead Men Tell No Tales. It was very much, the first time I watched it, it was very much like Last Jedi and Dial of Destiny. I kind of wasn't sure at first, and now having watched it more times, I'm kind of used to it. And you know, it's not the same quite what you see in the other Pirates films. But you know, they have to do something different. I mean, Jack Sparrow doesn't fight, you know, Blackbeard on Stranger Tides like you kind of would expect him to. But you know, you kind of do expect the, you know, kind of the mascot, I guess, of the series to fight the antagonist of the movie a lot of the time. And you know, like you see that in the first one, you see that in the 3rd one anyway. And then, you know, you sort of see it in the 5th one. I mean, it's not as choreographed. It's more like, you know, bad guy attacks, the other guy blocks or dodges, you know, the whole time. I mean, you can't exactly kill him anyway because he's a ghost. So, but
yeah,
I
like those movies though.
Pretty interesting though, you know, and I am hoping in the 6th one it's not just an outright reboot. I hope it's more of it is a sequel reboot where it could very well maybe be just Jack Sparrow's, you know, Dial of Destiny moment, and then it introduces
I don't know
a
if
new
they'll come
character.
back.
Huh?
Yeah, I just I don't know if Johnny Depp is gonna come back after Disney, after what they did to him.
Yeah, that's the only downer, but I hope so, just for this last one anyway.
Yeah, me too. Closure.
You know, they say Jack Sparrow isn't the main character of the franchise. Like in the first 3, it was Will and Elizabeth, and in the 5th one, it was, you know, those other 2. But you know, his name on the covers is always first, and it, you know, it can't be Pirates without Jack Sparrow at least one more time. I mean,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, you gotta give him his jar of dirt.
Yeah.
You gotta just give him his jar of dirt for the final one.
Yeah.
For the final one.
Like maybe, you know, I'd like to see him and Angelica. Like I'd like to see her come back, and maybe they could be, you know, finally put aside their differences or whatever, and, you know, be like the Indy and Marion at the of the franchise at the end.
Yeah, man. I hope that too. I hope, you know, whatever happens, it just ends up on a great note, on a peaceful note.
Like it doesn't have to be, you know, you know, all, you know, lovey-dovey kind of stuff, but just to see maybe like they maybe they settle down at the end, you know, somewhere, and maybe Sparrow, like the new character that's gonna carry the franchise forward, you know, Sparrow gives them the Black Pearl at the end or something.
Yeah, that would be cool. That would be really cool.
Because, I mean, the Black Pearl is like the Millennium Falcon. It's, you know, the ship of the franchise. Even if it doesn't appear in all the movies, or if it does, it's, like, minuscule. Literally, sometimes. But...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
It would be... Definitely, it would be a good send-off for the character if that could happen.
Time will tell.
Maybe even pull a trick from Dial of Destiny, and at the end have Jack reach for his hat, just like Indy does.
Oh yeah, yeah, we could do that.
You know,
that'd be cool.
But
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely a fun franchise, though. I'm gonna be watching it again in a little while. I ordered some Blu-rays of it because we've only got the DVDs right now, and especially on Stranger Tides doesn't have any special features except the bloopers, and I'm a sucker for special features because I like listening to how the film was made and hearing the actors talk about, you know, their characters and all that. So
yeah,
it's just
for sure.
Something I have to do, you know, when I get a movie. I have to watch the making of for a little bit. So
yeah, I like collecting steelbooks. That's what I'm all about. I like getting the steelbook for everything.
I'm not a big steelbook person. I've got a couple though, but yeah, I've never really been a collector like that.
Which ones?
Well, they're for games. There's Dead Island 2, and then I've got Black Ops 2. Because I wanted Black Ops 2 back in the day, and I had to pre-order the Hardened Edition to get certain things like I think the Nuketown 2025 and Nuketown Zombies and a bunch of other stuff that, you know, I don't think I could have gotten if I just got the main game. I mean, I could have gotten Nuketown for free later on, but I wanted it day one because I like Nuketown, as does everybody, hopefully. I mean, who doesn't like Nuketown in the Black Ops games?
But yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, it's iconic. It's iconic. I always go there.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't have any movie steelbooks, really. I've got... Well, I don't know if it's really... You'd really consider it a steelbook, but I do have kind of like a tin can thing of Jurassic World. You know, like the first Jurassic World. I got a round tin can of that, but not just an outright steelbook, because I have to pre-order it from Walmart, and I don't really pre-order movies. I just wait till they come out and then I go to get it off the shelf if it's there, because I went there to get Dial of Destiny when it came out, and it wasn't on the shelf yet. The woman was still unpacking the boxes, and so I had to come back about an hour or so later, and then finally I could get it. But
wow, what was that like?
It was kind of frustrating because I hate having to go to the same place twice when the first time is a, I guess, failure. But
hey, get this steelbook. Get this steelbook.
What is that? Oh, Godzilla vs. Kong?
It's Godzilla vs. Kong.
Oh.
Yep.
Well, I've already got it on Blu-ray. I don't need it now. And I don't have a 4K player, so I can't play that.
Steelbook though. So just get the Blu-ray. Just get it for the steelbook.
Well, I might get there is a Monsterverse collection apparently coming out when GXK comes out.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to snag that.
Yeah, I'm
gonna have to snag that for sure.
Yeah, it's a 5-movie collection of all 5 movies, including the new one, and it's also got a bonus disc that has like all 4 directors of all 5 movies doing like a round table discussion sort of thing. And I'd like to see that cool. Actually, but I don't know if I could play it because it's a 4K thing, and so unless the disc itself isn't, that particular disc isn't 4K, and it's just the movies that are. But
yeah.
But
yeah, man.
Yeah, I might though. That depends if my store actually has it on launch day. So.
Yeah. Well, I just want to say that it has been great, this podcast, talking about all this stuff, all these franchises. It was great to do this, man. Guys, I'm going to leave a link to Recon Trooper's channel down below. Subscribe to me, subscribe to him.
Yeah, I'll be doing the same to him, too. A lot, man.
Yeah. So we would really appreciate it, man. We love doing these podcasts. We hope you guys like doing these, watching these podcasts.
Yeah.
Comment down below any topics you want us to talk about in the future. And yeah, man. Anything else?
No, just that it's been a good one. Aside from that which we will never mention. For what, 5 minutes or so. But
yeah, guys don't get to see that.
Yeah,
you guys don't get to see that.
But yeah, it was a good one overall, and some good topics here. Definitely, Star Wars is like an infinite topic. You could go on and on and.
Oh yeah, man, we could just talk about that forever.
Yeah. In fact, maybe we could continue that next time, because I only started talking about the prequels. I didn't get to the originals yet.
Yeah, we touched
and
the
sequels, of course, but
yeah, can't forget the sequels.
But yeah, it's been pretty good, and if you're listening, franchise, don't worry, we didn't leave you out of the discussions, especially the Star Wars one.
No, we didn't. We know, we know better, but
yeah.
But yeah, guys, thank you all for watching. Can't wait to do the next one whenever that is, and yeah. This is Echo KILLSH0T signing off, and yeah, man, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.
Later, folks.